about Cyberpunk. Other than it's okay. Certainly, if you got the Deus Ex franchise, you'd have a better time. I thought the story was okay, but it is what it is. I don't think the game branched in storyline. I was led to believe Cyberpunk would have like super branching storylines, but it's a very linear fucking game. However, I wanted to show you guys something right here. This is hilarious. Cyberpunk 2077 is the game of the year in the same way that Hitler was Time's Man of the Year. Holy fucking shit, dude. These people are insane about this game. It's been a hell of a month for CD Projekt Red. By the way, it's hilarious because they're Polish, right? So they, I beat the game on hard. Not very hard. Just hard. The Polish studio behind The Witcher released its latest smash hit, Cyberpunk 2077, riding a wave of positive advanced reviews that gave it an initial Metacritic score of 91 out of 100, blah, blah, blah. It's at least what the makers of Cyberpunk would have assumed on December 8th, the day after those early reviews hit, but before the game itself was released, because absolutely nothing else has gone CD Projekt Red's way since. CD Projekt Red staff endured an extensive period of extreme crunch to ship the game. I don't know how... Okay. Can I just talk about crunch real quickly? Crunch is something that, unfortunately, is a reality of the software development industry. Guys, crunch is something that happens in many industries, right? I feel like the people that complain this hard about crunch don't understand the sides to it, right? And here's the thing, crunch is 1000% wrong. You should never crunch your developers. But the problem with that is a lot of these video game companies, like the employees, I believe they don't even have fucking unions, which is the really stupid part about this. I'm gonna be 100% real with fucking with crunch. The game industry is the worst about it. Game developers are some of the most passionate fucking developers you'll find because they get paid jack shit in what they should be getting paid, which is terrible. That's why they need to fucking unionize, because they get paid fucking nothing compared to what they do. And then not only do they get paid nothing, but like the crunch they have to go through is way worse than I would say a lot of the other like fucking software science, computer science field. Now, the people who say like, but they got paid for the crunch, that still doesn't... Crunch really just happens because of like really fucking shit poor management. You know what I mean? Like if your management sucks ass, everything is going to suck ass. So in reality, it's not really the problem of the developers in this case. It's really just having shitty management and shitty bosses. Like, we're talking bosses that literally walk the fuck into an office every day. They take their paycheck. They barely cover... All they do is they check off a list of what they're supposed to do. They never individually go into everything they do with their work and fix it up. So it's really just really shit management that costs it. So in all honesty, the management and the upper people get paid a fuck ton, while these people are crunched to hell. They get no sense of direction, and they get paid shit for it. So these guys really need to fucking unionize. Riddled with glitches and bugs on higher-end PCs and next-gen consoles, is downright unplayable on older consoles. I agree, but however, let's look at the patch for what? Patch 1... It's probably somebody with a 1.06 patch for Cyberpunk. So they just released a whole new patch to the game. And I'm going to show you guys... I know I'm not muted because I have, like, levels that I can see. Like, that troll only works on, like, children. So... You're gonna have to like try a little bit harder, but good attempt. So anyways, they said that it's glitched and shit. There's no indication before the release date the game would be significantly impaired. That's true. They didn't show any footage from the original systems until everyone got their hands on it. All marketing material came from a high-performance machine, which is normal in the business. CDPR tried to exert control over what footage to be made. So yeah, they told them you have to use like specific footage, not your fucking own, as far as I know. Lengthy hype cycle, blah, blah, blah. Cool. It was clear that the game would have a lowbrow. So this is kind of weird. It was clear that it would have a lowbrow sense of humor that routinely punched down with rampant misogyny and transphobia and the kind of vulgar and juvenile jokes that only seem mature to those weird middle school kids who like to carve naked women onto their school. Okay, this is a really fucking shit point, because if you actually played the game... you would realize that it's actually quite a mature storyline, and there's elements of like proper storytelling and writing in it, right? The other thing is that makes this whole fucking point really stupid is if your whole idea is that they make like transgender people, like really sexualized in a cyberpunk reality, that's kind of the fucking like, that's one of the points. The corpos create this shit. The corpos over-sexualize. It's a mirror of like what our society is potentially headed to. Sex is a big fucking deal. People will try to constantly commercialize sex. If you don't understand that, you are a fucking child and you don't understand what's going on. This game wasn't there to give lowbrow fucking sense of humor. It wasn't overly fucking edgy. Maybe the marketing proved it, but that's kind of the nature of one of these games too. It's a cyberpunk game. Other cyberpunk games do it. The only thing that you could call this game out really on is that there was a very distinct, like I would say, lack of politics, which is kind of important on fucking politics, I would say, right? Like, I don't know. But this whole point is a little dumb, in my opinion. I don't get it. I feel like they're really fucking like stretching the shit out of this point. Despite spending years in development and despite accessibility becoming a major focus for other publishers and hardware manufacturers, the developers were so careless that they included a gameplay feature that recreates a technique used by doctors to trigger seizures in those who suffer from photosensitivity. Which, okay, that's pretty shit, and they should probably have had an option for it, but like, if the game is trying to be realistic, and the brain dance segments, which is where they induce the seizure epileptic shit that they're talking about, that's how the game's lore and how it initially like goes into. Brain dance comes from that, right? Like the whole brain dancing shit derives from it. You do have to elicit these seizures in the player character to cause them to go into a brain dance. That's how they go into. Yes, should they have had the fucking option? Abso-fucking-lutely. But like, to shit on them for the accessibility option right over there, right? And then like bump up other games, like whatever, dude. I don't really know what to tell you. When one game journalist who personally suffered a seizure wrote about the irresponsibility of including before the game, she was viciously attacked by fans of the game who had never even played it yet. It's a flashback to the kind of hostility and sexism seen during the heights of Gamergate. Okay, I'm just gonna be fucking real with you. You're on the internet, okay? The internet is always gonna fucking do this bullshit. The internet is always gonna fucking be hyperbolic and be serious about it. People who are operating on this internet sphere and making content like this know that this is a very real possibility. Do I discredit all those fucking gamers who do this shit? Absolutely. Those people are fucking losers. They are man-children. They don't deserve to fucking be taken seriously. And honestly, if the school isn't spitting on them already, people are going to be doing it anyways. I don't know what to tell you. CD Projekt Red initially said they planned to put The Witcher 4 as soon as Cyberpunk was up and running. Well, yeah, they can't fucking work on that, brother, now that they gotta fix this game. The unbridled gamer hatred was then turned on CDPR itself after the extent of the game's broken nature became evident after release. A few days after, CD Projekt announced that they could get refunds. Sony and Microsoft would help process. Meanwhile, CD Projekt Red's stock price dropped a third. And finally, CD Projekt Red revealed that the game has sold 13 million copies in less than 2 weeks of release. This is just a fucking, like, this is just like a bullshit summarization. They just need to get an article out for fucking clicks, I guess. It's really stupid. It's really just dumb.